Welcome, folks, to another episode of Crazy Carl's Real Talk. No filter. Today, we're diving into the top 10 things Joe Biden accomplished in his 4 years as president. Now, whether you're sipping coffee or screaming at the news, let's take a chill pill and have some fun with this. Grab your popcorn or your stress ball, because we're keeping it light, but oh so real. Segment 1, the comeback kid. First up, let's talk about 2021 Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, also known as the Bridges Aren't Supposed to Collapse Act. Biden put $1.2 trillion into fixing roads, bridges, and public transit. Finally, our roads are less like an obstacle course for your suspension and more like roads. Sure, potholes are a classic American pastime, but maybe, just maybe, it's time we retired them. Segment 2, Climate King. Number 2, the Inflation Reduction Act, which was actually a climate bill in disguise. Sneaky, huh? This law invests billions into clean energy products and fighting climate change. Electric cars, solar panels, and wind turbines are the new cool kids on the block. Greta Thunberg is somewhere slow clapping while a polar bear high-fives a penguin. It's all happening, people. Segment 3, shot in the arm. And then, of course, the COVID-19 vaccine rollout. Biden inherited a mess, rolled up his sleeves and said, let's jab America back to health. By mid-2021, over 70% of adults were vaccinated. He turned vaccine distribution into a national obsession. Moderna and Pfizer became household names, like Beyonce and Oprah. But you know, for science nerds, that's pretty good shit. Segment 4, Student Loan Slinger. For number 4, let's give a shout out to student debt relief. Sure, not everyone loved this one, but when Biden announced plans to forgive billions in student loans, millennials collectively wept tears of joy and confusion. It wasn't perfect, but hey, he tried. And at least he got people talking about how college costs shouldn't feel like buying a mansion. Segment 5, the NATO Whisperer. Here's number 5, building global alliances. After the creative foreign policy of the previous administration, Biden brought back to the global stage, making NATO feel like the gang was all here again. He was like, hey Europe, it's me, America. Sorry about the ghosting. Let's hang out. And just like that, diplomacy was back in style. Segment 6, the Inflation Fighter. Speaking of inflation, number 6 goes to the administration's effort to reduce it. Yeah, I know. The prices at the grocery store still feel like a bad joke. But by 2023, inflation started to chill out. It's like the economy had a bad hangover, and Biden handed in an espresso and said, "Walk it off." Segment 7, Justice League. Number 7, diversifying the judiciary. Biden appointed more federal judges in his first 2 years than any president since JFK, and most of them were women or people of color. It's like he said, you know what this courtroom needs? A little Beyonce energy. And boom, representation on the bench skyrocketed. Segment 8, Drug Price Hero. Number 8 goes to tackling prescription drug prices. Medicare finally got the power to negotiate prices, which is like your grandma walking into CVS and saying, listen, you're charging me how much for this? A huge win for senior citizens and their wallets. Segment 9, the factory comeback. At number 9, we have manufacturing. Biden brought a ton of manufacturing jobs back to the U.S., especially in semiconductors. Finally, we're making the tiny chips that make your phone ding right here in America. It's like the Rust Belt put on a pair of overalls and said, let's go to work. Segment 10, the bipartisan whisperer. And finally, number 10, Biden's ability to actually work across the aisle. From gun control laws to infrastructure, he managed to pass bipartisan legislation. Sure, it was rare, but when it happened, it was like watching a unicorn tap dance while playing the fiddle. Magical and slightly unbelievable. So, there you have it, folks. The top 10 accomplishments of Joe Biden's presidency. Love him or leave him. You gotta admit, the man's been busy. Now, whether you're a fan or a critic, we can all agree, politics is one wild ride. Thanks for tuning in to Crazy Carl's Real Talk. No filter. Catch you next time.